All right. Let's fucking do it. That's the wrong fucking song. I didn't click that. This one. Yeah. The river. Hell yeah. Float with me. It's time to float. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the universe's greatest program. It's me, Dusty. I love you. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Have a Wednesday check-in show. Might actually be longer than I think. Always is. So, appreciate you. As always, 10 floating cats. I got Misty sunk into me. Ow, it's painful. Love hurts. We'll take it as long as I can. Yeah, like I do. And appreciate you joining me tonight. Gonna talk about Elon Musk admitting pretty much that Twitter is dead. He's seen the numbers. He knows it's dead. It's over. Turn off the lights. And it's beautiful. I caught it. Covered it from the very beginning. Every step of the way told you what was happening. And surprisingly, once again, Dusty, correct. No, I'm not psychic. Maybe a little psycho. So, as always, please consider supporting the show. The super chats. It's the lifeblood of the show. No questions dodged. Why would I dodge your questions? I don't do that. Every question answered. Send a shout out to your pet, your girlfriend, your wife, your loved one, all of the above. Ask me something you don't think I know. Stop the band. It doesn't matter. The more you donate, the more serious I take a question. Look, over here. Get rid of me. Over here. There's a $sign. Click the $sign. See my mouse over here. Down $sign by the chat underneath it. And donate whatever you want to. And I appreciate it in advance. I'm sorry for begging for money, but that's how I keep the lights on and feed these spoiled ass cats. So support the World's Greatest Show. I would appreciate it. Gonna read all the super chats at halftime. Hell yeah. Folks, I'm all excited. They got a new Star Siege Tribes game coming out. 25 years ago, I competitively played Star Siege Tribes. It's like the last game I competitively played. I ran a tribe called the Zulu tribe. And they have the beta test going on. I'm waiting for my beta key. We'll see if I get in. I'm going to play it all night if I do, but I'm probably not because I'm a fucking loser. God damn it. Anyway, going to play that when it comes out. Don't move on the next song. No one told you to do that. Computer, do not do that. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. Also, going to talk about a new show I watched. Not right now, but in the Afterparty called Scavenger's Reign. You guys heard of that? Hell yeah. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and kick the show off, folks. Gonna start off with the top story tonight. Let's see if I can get the timing down. Here we go. It shall be Elon. Woo! Nailed it as usual. And Elon just got back from his tour of Israel. He's a war hero now, basically. Apparently. He got his bomber jacket on. He got his dog tags. It's pathetic. But basically, this is the gist of what happened when he was over there. They were showing him, oh, look how horrible it is. We were just unprovoked, attacked by these terrorists, and we ain't doing nothing back to them. But yeah, you didn't go to Gaza. I noticed, didn't actually go see all the war crimes and mass graves that Israel has created. Elon, but I know Elon doesn't care about that. Elon's just a right-wing shithead, and the government of Israel are right-wing terrorist shitheads. So it's like peanut butter and chocolate. They just go together, folks. As long as they help him seem less anti-Semitic. That's all he really cares about. It's pathetic and transparent, but that is Elon Musk, or some like to call him Rain Musk. He is the Rain Man of our generation. So then he got back immediately and started putting out Pizzagate conspiracy theories. Remember Pizzagate, which has already been debunked to hell and back. It's ridiculous, right? They got a bunch of emails from Hillary, and they were like, hey, let's get pizza. And they were like, I love pizza. They got the ping pong pizza place. We love this place. They sent a bunch of emails back and forth about pizza. And so, of course, all the dipshit Q people were like, they're pedophiles. They're clearly talking about children. Pizza is code word for children. It just makes sense. Only it didn't make sense. And then they spread this, and some crazy guy with an AR-15 busted on up in there, because supposedly in the basement of Ping Pong Pizza Shop, they were raping children and whatnot. Only it didn't have a basement. He got up there and he fired a shot, got arrested. It was bad, like conspiracy theories usually are. Stupid and bad. So obviously Elon has to spread this shit, has to do whatever he can to pander to his right-wing fan base that worship him. And he's stupid, will literally believe anything. Like I said, he's a little slow, I think. Or I don't know what the word is. He's like a Rain Man, basically. Ow. Okay, that's enough. That's all I can take. Your love hurting too bad. Your love, oh my God, dudes, all of this is wrong. Okay, come up here, buddy. You got to get up here. You can't stand on this side because gravity. But now what is happening over here now? Now you threw my mouse across the room. None of this is good. Anyway, he like a Rain Man will believe anything. Not the brightest, not the best. That's Elon Musk, but the richest, and that's all that matters. Anyway, he posted this meme. Does it seem at least a little suspicious, or it does seem a little suspicious, he says, even though it doesn't. And it's the Office meme. Pizzagate is real. And then she's like, no, it isn't. We have experts. And then he's like, they traffic children. And Pam was like, we have experts. And then Michael Scott is like, your expert just went to jail for child porn. And Pam is like, oh my God, Pizzagate is real. Only all of this is bullshit. First off, let's just say there was no one expert that debunked Pizzagate. Right off the bat, common sense debunked Pizzagate. The fact that pizza clearly was not a code word for child rape. That's logic. Unless you have some major evidence to prove otherwise, it is a stupid thing to believe. Any thing that you can claim without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. That's hitch slap. Anyway, and even if this reporter of the debunked Pizzagate did turn out himself to be a pedophile, that also would mean Pizzagate was real. So none of this makes any sense. Only, as you might imagine, it wasn't true. Yeah, this reporter, he was arrested for pedophilia, but he had nothing to do with Pizzagate. Literally did not cover Pizzagate in any way, but don't let facts get in the way of conspiracy theories and spreading fear in right-wing communities. And of course, it was originally spread both on Telegram and then by Ron Watkins. You guys might know him as Q. Yeah, you know the guy behind QAnon? It was Ron Watkins. They did a documentary about it. He's guilty. He's the guy that did it. Anyway, discovered the twisted irony that James Meek, former ABC News journalist and self-proclaimed debunker of Pizzagate, which he wasn't, never covered Pizzagate, period. He just lies. That's what they do, folks. They just make shit up because they get paid by the people they grift to lie for a living. And they're never get held accountable for it. Even when it gets found out that they lied, they lie again. The people that follow them and pay them money, they want to be lied to. They're just the saddest, dumbest pieces of shit on earth. Comforting lies over hard truths is all they seek out. So it wasn't true. Turns out Meek himself was involved in despicable child exploitation activities. Okay, he was, but he didn't have anything to do with Pizzagate. So, of course, Elon Musk, Johnny on the spot to spread this bullshit. And yep, there's the meme. Does seem a little suspicious. Yeah, it seems suspicious that you're the world's richest man and you'll believe fucking anything. And then here's the picture he posts. See, he posted Pizzagate shit 5 different times. He was deep into spreading this bullshit. And yeah, like I said, he was charged and found guilty of pornography, but he had nothing to do with the Pizzagate thing. And then this is where the meme got started. An award-winning ABC journalist who debunked Pizzagate pleads guilty in horrific child porn case, but this is not an actual headline. This is something they photoshopped and made up. New York Post never said this, never ran this, but they don't care. Elon Musk is in charge of one of the largest social media platforms in the world, and all he does is use it for disinformation, because that's what he wants to use it for. And it's his platform. If he wants to spread disinformation on his platform, that is his right. But when he loses $44 billion, which it seems like he did, he can't blame anybody else for himself. Only a spoiler alert, he did blame anybody except for himself, as right-wingers always do. And then just to show you the rules don't apply to him, he first got debunked by his own community notes. He posted this underneath. They said in 2016, 4chan users started Pizzagate, a debunked theory about a pedophile ring hosted at a pizza restaurant. 4chan users used slang terms frequented on the site, such as cheese pizza, child porn, supposedly linked Hillary Clinton's staff to pedo ring via leaked emails, and they debunked it. And so immediately he used his power as the owner of, it's literally 4chan, it's basically 4chan, X, Twitter, to remove the community note because the rules don't apply to him. And then he deleted it, of course, because he's so fucking brave, doesn't stand by anything, immediately deletes his conspiracy theory. But the damage is done. He didn't correct the record. He didn't say, hey, I was wrong, I'm a dipshit, I shouldn't have posted this. Hey, if you saw this, don't believe it. None of that. No taking responsibility for anything, just deletes it, and then no one realizes he was lying to them the whole time. That's how the game is played. But lots of Q people were psyched, y'all. Elon Musk broke the truth to y'all, using his platform to spread the gospel behind Pizzagate. And it's got to be true because Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He owns Twitter. Would he post bullshit if it wasn't true? Yes. Anyway, here's a conspiracy theorist, QAnon nut, Liz Cronkon, to crow all about it.
You have Elon Musk putting a laser pointer on Pizzagate. Do you think that Elon Musk would be putting a laser pointer on Pizzagate if it was just a conspiracy theory?
I do. He does.
If it was a hoax?
Yes, I do.
If it was fake?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yes.
He would not be putting a laser pointer on Pizzagate if Pizzagate wasn't real.
Would, and he did.
So since Elon Musk put a huge spotlight on Pizzagate,
right,
we finally have some really big accounts, some that have over 1 million followers, talking about Pizzagate, acknowledging Pizzagate's real, stating that Pizzagate not only is real, it always was real, and it's still ongoing. This is a huge turning point.
So huge.
Because in over 7 years, I don't think I've ever seen an account with millions of followers talk about Pizzagate, and it's slowly starting to happen. The tide is finally turned.
Nah, he deleted it. He immediately deleted it, and yeah, it's just because a bunch of Elon Musk sycophants repeated his shit. Doesn't make it true, but I understand you feel justified. See, I wasn't a lying kook. Even Elon believes me. Unfortunately for you, Elon is also a lying kook. Rain Musk, wrong again. And then he did an interview today, which was hilarious. I don't know if you guys saw it. It started out with him saying, Jonathan, the only reason I'm here is because you're a friend. You're such a friend, Jonathan. And then he's like, I'm Andrew, Elon. I'm Andrew. And of course, Elon is like, fart, Wapner in 5 minutes, because Rain Musk, not the sharpest tool in the shed. And then, folks, here he is admitting Twitter's dead. He's seen the numbers. He knows the advertisers have fled and they ain't coming back. He's made sure of it. He's put the nail in the coffin. It was already in there, but he put another nail in the coffin in this interview. But here he is saying, hey, the advertisers boycotting the site will kill the site. The site is dead, right? So he's a conservative. Does he take responsibility? They tell everybody, hey, don't blame everybody else for your problems. Don't play the victims. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Take responsibility. But of course, they never do that. It's not his fault, folks. He has nothing to do with it. Because he let all the Nazis back on the side, and because he continuously posts conspiracy theories, bullshit, lies, and signal boosts for the worst among us, causing the advertisers to flee. That's not his fault, folks. It's the advertisers' fault for not wanting to have advertisers posted somewhere where their brands are not safe. Anyway, here he is.
Now, obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will.
It was.
That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
So brave. It's like, you can't fire me, I quit. Yeah, they already left. Who you talking to? Yeah, don't advertise on my site. All of you people who are not advertising on my site. So brave. But he wants so hard to be a badass. Look at this fucking goof with his big gut hanging out, wearing his bomber jacket and this thing that's supposed to be dog tags, I guess. Just such a fucking wannabe. He's gone to Israel and got the golden treatment with Netanyahu and thinks he's a badass now, I guess.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
That's literally not how blackmailing works, dude. Literally, you are the one blackmailing them. Basically, he's about to threaten them, to expose them for killing Twitter because they didn't give him money. Basically, you're saying, hey, because you guys didn't give me money, I'm going to ruin your reputation to earth. That's what he's about to say. Literally, you are doing the thing you're accusing them of. Somebody not giving you money because they don't want to advertise on your site is not fucking blackmail, Elon Musk.
But...
And he keeps looking to the audience like he wants approval. Like, am I right? Am I right? Yeah. Somebody, please, somebody, I beg you, please give me your approval. The desperation just dripping off of him.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
Yes.
I hope it is.
It's very clear.
Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
And as it me is his hairline receding even faster. Holy God, even his hair is running away from him.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
F-Y.
I understand that, but there's a reality too.
105 minutes, Spark.
Right?
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. No. Actually, what the?
Good God, he can't speak. Spit it fucking out, Porky Pig. How is this the fucking richest man in the world?
No. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do? It's going to kill the company.
There he is. He knows.
And do you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
That's a threat. Literally, he's threatening you. You guys are not giving me money. If you don't give me money, we're going to advertise it everywhere. We're going to show everybody how you killed the company. We're going to ruin your reputation. That's fucking blackmail, dude.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things.
You did.
And that they were inappropriate things. Right. And that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
What the fuck are you talking about? Earth doesn't give a shit if advertisers give you money, Elon Musk. You're the richest motherfucker on Earth. Good God, this dude.
This
just crazy. But he said it there. He knows the company's dead. His $44 billion is gone. Man, if I were his investors, I would be suing the shit out of him, y'all. Crazy. And he has enough money where he could just float it if he wants to. He doesn't even need the advertisers, but it's all about money to him, so he doesn't give a shit. So I don't expect Twitter to be around in a year. It looks like he's given up on it. He's waving the white flag of surrender. He just threw his CEO under the bus, who was literally hired to bring the advertisers back. Now telling the advertisers to go fuck themselves. So clearly, he thinks it's over. And, he wanted to destroy it to begin with. I think he was hoping it would work out. He was hoping that he would get a lot of subscribers and he wouldn't need the advertisers anymore. I mean, we would have to make his site brand safe. But it didn't work. So, secondarily, if the site is destroyed, good, because it was being used to spread progressive policies to get left-wing candidates elected. And if he can kill that, he's happy. Saudi Arabia, who's the second biggest investor in it, is happy. They'll just call it a day and go about their fucking business. And then he got back and just shilling as hard as he fucking can for Israel now. Israel propaganda just dripping off his fucking lips. Here he is accusing certain Jews of funding pro-Hamas protests. Have you guys seen any large pro-Hamas protest out there? No. They're pro-Palestinian protest, but he wants to conflate the two because that's what Israel wants. And I guess they've hooked him, hook, line, and sinker. He's going to go out there and spread that bullshit while he can.
The nature of the criticism was simply that the Jewish people have been persecuted for thousands of years. There is a natural affinity, therefore, for persecuted groups. This has led to the funding of organizations that essentially promote any persecuted group or any group with the perception of persecution. This includes radical Islamic groups. Everyone here has seen the massive demonstrations for Hamas.
No, I haven't. I've not seen any massive demonstrations for Hamas. I've seen massive demonstrations for Palestinians, but don't fucking conflate the two. But what he's doing here is, his whole point when he called out Jews was he wants to shill to his right-wing fan base who is obsessed with anti-white rhetoric. They think white people are the really oppressed people in our society. And that's all he was doing, was pandering to them and also throwing Jews under the bus and being anti-Semitic at the same time. And now he's trying to backtrack, do a little dance around it, but it ain't working.
In every major city in the West. That should be jarring.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
Well,
somebody said BS where? Can you send me a link to where these pro-Hamas protests are? Because I have a few of them I'm going to show you at the end of my Palestinian section, but they're pro-Palestinian. They're not pro-Hamas.
A number of those organizations received funding from prominent people in the Jewish community. Right. They didn't expect that to happen. But if you generically, right, without condition, sort of fund, if you fund persecuted groups, in general, some of those persecuted groups, unfortunately, want your annihilation. And what I meant by that, when I subsequently clarified, is that it's unwise to fund organizations that support groups that want your annihilation.
That literally wasn't your point at all. You were just pandering to your anti-white Nazi crowd. Oh my God, white people are so oppressed, and the Jews are funding all this anti-white hate. That was literally your whole point, dude.
Is this coming across clearly?
Yeah, no, it is. My question to you, though,
I think logically this makes a lot of sense.
Is there any part of you, just tell me what happens, though, once all of this happens?
Let's say you fund a group, and that group supports Hamas, who wants you to die. Perhaps you should not fund them.
Right. But you do.
Thank you.
That's the very definition of a smattering
you do appreciate
of applause.
That when you wade into these very delicate waters, at these very delicate times,
yes,
that it can create a real, as it created headlines for the past.
Somebody said every one of the protests are pro-Hamas. You guys know that when you gaslight like this, it just hurts your own side. Like, we can see with our own eyes and we can hear with our own ears that you're lying. So by coming in here and lying, you're just literally hurting your own cause. Nobody believes you anymore. This is why Israel is losing the propaganda war so pathetically. I mean, I like it when you do it. I like it when you come here and say this shit because nobody believes you. You're making a fool of your fucking self. You're literally making your side look foolish. So keep it up, dipshit. Losing horribly. And all right, that is my he shall be Elon section. What do you think about that? Dirty, sexy pores. Must seem stupid as fuck. He is. Has some kind of developmental problems. Still has the mind of an 8-year-old. There's got to be something about him, though, that's intelligent, has the ability to recognize what are good investments. But other than that, it doesn't seem like there's much intelligence there to me. He definitely doesn't speak very well. So profound. Definitely. His porky pig ass. What's with the leather jacket? He's so cool. He's hardcore, y'all. He's been to war. He's got a tiny dick energy. Definitely got that. Got to buy horses for people to get laid. He is a con man. He's a great con man, I guess. If you look at the Tesla stock and how overvalued it is, it's amazing. valued at more than all the other car companies combined. It's insane. He's hooked on Krytime. It's not Krytime, it's ketamine, which is a good drug, but I don't do drugs anymore. I can't believe it, y'all. Dusty's sober. I've been sober a month. No more drugs for Dusty. I hadn't smoked weed. I have not drank. I've been doing really good. Disciplined. And feeling much sharper. Dusty Henry Kissinger is in a box. Cool. Rest in piss. Awesome. Henry Kissinger died about fucking time. What an evil sack of shit. He looks like Christopher Walken. I'll stab you in the face with a soda knife. He is in a K-hole. I wish if he was in a K-hole, he probably would be able to talk. He'd be way more likable if he was. Oh, how's the dream? Somebody just said. I can't believe you brought that up. Man, my dreams are so much more vivid now, and I can actually remember them. It's crazy, the change in my dreaming. I've missed it so much. It's like I want to sleep all the time now just because the dreams are so cool. It's like entering my own virtual reality chamber. Elon is the definition of man Karen. I know, right? He's a Marin or a Darren. I'm totally sober and have like 4 pounds in the freezer. Lucky. Psh, I miss it, but what you gotta do. And all right, let's move along, folks. I'm gonna do a section that's a mixture of what the fuck mixed with beyond parody. Let's see how I can do this. What the fuck beyond parody? Nailed it. As always, and first up, oh no, what the fuck beyond parody? You guys hear about this one? I love this headline. Charges dismissed against Wyoming ranchers for bleaching penises onto cows. Yes, I'm for it. I'll allow it. Let's continue. So basically, I was a little bit disappointed when I read this. Still pretty good. I thought that they were bleaching the cows' penises. And I had to know, why are you bleaching cow penises? What possibly could you get out of bleaching a cow penis? Are the cows being hurt by you bleaching their penis? And also, why are the cows letting you bleach their penis? I have so many questions. So basically what is happening here, this rancher was letting his cows roam on these people's property. So what they did was bleach like shapes of penises onto the cows as a protest punishment for having your cows roam on their property. And apparently, according to this article, if you put pictures of penises on cows, they're worth less. Yeah, so usually they're worth $2,600, which seems cheap for a cow. But if you put a penis on a cow, it's suddenly worth $1,850. So I just found a loophole for buying cows. If you go to buy a fucking cow and they want like $2,600, just like sneak over there and draw a penis on it. Be like, see, I can only afford $1,850 for this cow. It got a penis on it. And then boom, Black Friday deals on cows. You guys should jump on that immediately. And then, you guys remember Tammy Lynn Sitch? Remember this woman? She was like the first WWF, WWE diva back in the day. Man, she was like huge. I used to pray. I used to pray to her all the time. I'd be like, oh God, Jesus, God, all the time. Her and Chris Candido, who, if you're paying attention, is dead. He's dead as fuck. Here she is. Remember Tammy Lynn? Ooh, that's before Sable, before all the other divas. She was the first. Well, apparently, she killed somebody and not looking great. Yeah, here's her now. Feeling old yet? No, Tammy Lynn Sitch. So yeah, don't do drugs. I know that seems weird hearing that from me, but don't do it. Apparently, it's bad for you, and she just got 17 years in jail. So, bad life decisions from Tammy Lynn Sitch. Yikes! And what the fuck? And then, shut up, she pretty. I mean, is she? Different strokes for different folks. And then you guys know who Nardo Wick is? Me either, but apparently he is a rapper who exists in the universe. Never heard him, don't care. But the reason I'm bringing him up is because he's about to be sued for lots of fucking money, and he's gonna lose. He's like 21 years old, about to lose everything he made with his one-hit rap song. And the reason why is apparently he hired some bodyguards, I guess, that are just like his friends from, I don't want to say the hood, because that sounds racist, but his friends from the neighborhood, from, you know, his area or whatever, don't seem like they're professional bodyguards at all. So this white kid runs up, and there he's like, "Hey, Nardo, can I get a picture?" And this is how that went for him.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, that's a couple $1 million right there, fellas. Yeah, that's assault. Yeah, and battery. And that's also not brave at all. You were giant sacks of shit. You just wanted to hurt somebody. And not only did you hurt somebody, but you hurt your employer. I'm sure you lost your job. I'm sure you're looking at jail time. And he gonna be out millions of dollars. You fucking giant pieces of trash. That's attempted murder. His mom posted, she was like beside herself, as you might imagine. I think her post is down here somewhere. There it is. "I want everyone to see what these motherfuckers did to my son. At no point was my son aggressive. At no fucking point did he show any sign of harm. My son wanted a stupid fucking picture with his favorite artist. And this is what he gets? I'm sick to my stomach to think about how this could have turned out. Please help me share this. Please, as a mother, I'm begging you to help get justice for George Obregon Jr. Anyone who knows my son knows he is the sweetest and gentlest kid ever. No drugs, alcohol, gang, nothing. I am dying here. My fucking heart is hurting so bad. I am sick to my stomach. I can't stay quiet. I wouldn't either. You about to get paid. Your son about to get rich. So I hope he like wheels around with his helmet on and enjoys that money. Permanent brain damage. That's what it looked like, his head like bouncing off the goddamn concrete. Definitely attempted murder. And then on the Beyond Parody section of What the Fuck Beyond Parody, you guys know who Matt Rife is? Apparently, and this is coming from someone who literally knows almost nothing about it. He is a hot new comedian, and he's actually killing it. He got like 300 sold out dates across the country, just had a big Netflix special, but apparently people didn't like it because he was all misogynistic and he's not funny. I guess he's best known for what they call crowd work, which is where he gets up in front of a crowd and he's like, "Hey, where you from? Where you from? How long you been dating? Oh, is this your husband? Is this your husband? Oh, look, he embarrassed. You know, crowd work. I'm not good at it, but apparently he was. And then he got a Netflix special where he did not do crowd work and it was bad. Anyway, people hate him because he's annoying, seems like a complete fucking piece of shit asshole. And they're asking him about it on this podcast. And of course, his excuse is, everybody's just jealous because I'm so fucking amazing. I never did nothing wrong. Everybody just jealous. That's the only reason people hating on me. In fact, that's 100% the reason that anybody hates anybody is because they're jealous on them. And then this woman had a good clap back. Went super viral. Let's have a listen.
That's the thing. I don't really hate anybody. Here's a very humbling experience that epiphany that I've had recently. Because so many fucking people hate me for really no reason, and it really made me realize that like people only hate somebody they're jealous of. And I've been guilty of hating people, and when I really sat back and thought about it, it was because I was jealous of where that person was in their life. I felt like maybe they got an opportunity that I should have gotten.
That was a really, really good, well-rounded answer. I'm trying to wrap my head around. Do you think people who hate Osama bin Laden are jealous of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. People hate rapists because they're jealous. I wish I could have done the rape. Hate you for it? No, you fucking idiot. Now, sometimes hate comes from jealousy, but not all the time. Probably not most of the time. Most of the time you hate people because they're sacks of shit. You know, they're horrible human beings who've done something wrong. Generally, that's what I find. And of course, like, not everybody that hates you hates all comedians who are successful. There are some comedians that are way more successful than you that they don't hate. So why would their hate be nothing but jealousy? It don't make no sense. Anyway, he doing fine. He'll be all right, even though he seems like sort of a dipshit. And then, folks, on the Beyond Parody section, did you know that speeding is a constitutional right? Apparently, in this mixed up garbage world we live in, Fox News wants you to know that the only reason they're trying to make speed limits and shit is to control you. Next, they're coming for your stoves or something. Anyway, let's have a listen.
Since the Democrats love the EU, they love Europe, they always want to be in Europe, they want to do the same thing here in the United States. And forget your constitutional rights. Those can be damned. Even your movement controlled. The National Transportation Safety Board is recommending that all new vehicles get technology that makes speeding, quote, more difficult or completely impossible, following in Europe's footsteps. Joining me now, Ned Ryan, American Majority CEO and founder. Ned, this is why they love the lockdowns. They like to keep us all moving as little.
That literally happened almost entirely under Donald Trump.
Little as possible, permanently.
Yeah.
What's
Correct.
Mayor Pete going to do here, Ned? What does Mayor Pete want? Back on the bike for him?
Well, yeah. Mayor Pete, Little Pete, and the rest of the nanny staters want to dictate. It's almost 280 million Americans that have a driver's license. How fast they're going to be able to drive, and their argument, Laura, is that they're going to prevent 12,000 speeding deaths, which, if you do the math, is 0.000043% of all drivers. And this is if they were really concerned about saving lives.
That's great logic. Hey, they're only saving 12,000 lives a year. That's such a small amount of Americans as a percentage of the whole. So really, who gives a fuck about those 12,000 people? Fuck them, I say. It's your constitutional right to murder others by driving too fast.
Lives, I'm sorry. Most of those people advocating for this, they don't care about butchering babies. So this is about control.
Literally, you guys are pretty okay with Israel butchering babies, it seems.
And they're rapacious in their pursuit of control. And the question then becomes, Laura, let's say they want to curb your speed now. What if in the future it becomes, well, we want to kill switch in your car?
What if in the future they want to rape your children? What if in the future they want to cut your feet off? You never know. Slippery slope.
We don't like the fact that you're driving too far on fossil fuels. Well, they're working on that too. Let's say you're driving too far, fossil fuels, it's not good for the environment. So the bureaucrats inside the administrative state have decided by fiat what's best for you. And after a certain amount of miles, there's a kill switch. The fact of the matter is they're never going to stop. And we need to understand that freedom doesn't end overnight. It usually dies a slow death of 1,000 cuts as we slowly concede these supposed small things to those who have this voracious appetite for control.
No, right. The next thing you know, president's going to declare himself a dictator and then just get rid of democracy altogether. That actually sounds good, I guess. If you're conservative, they seem to be supporting that. So anyway, and then on Beyond Parody, one more. What is this one? Oh, yeah. Trey Gowdy, Zippy the Pinhead had DeSantis on, asking a very logical, very basic question. Hey, if you're president, how would you address the war in Ukraine? And you know it's Ron DeSantis. So he's going to answer it directly, intelligently, and logically. Let's have a listen.
All right, you wore the uniform. If you are elected president, you may be the first one in a while to have worn the uniform. How would you address the ongoing war in Eastern Europe between Russia and Ukraine on day one of a Ron DeSantis presidency?
Well, first, I think what we need to do as a veteran is recognize that our military has become politicized. You talk about gender ideology, you talk about things like global warming that they're somehow concerned, and that's not the military that I served in.
What does that have to do with the Ukrainian war? Our military is not even in the fucking Ukrainian war. They literally can't answer the question. Their brains are so goddamn broke, immediately have to go to trans people. You got to see the pinhead. What are you going to do on the first day when Ukraine is there? And then he's like, trans people, am I right? No, you're not right, fucking asshole.
Need to return our military to focusing on commitment, focusing on the core values and the core mission. That would be something that I could take care of on day one.
That literally has nothing to do with the Ukrainian war. Zero. Our troops are not in it.
There'll be a new sheriff in town as commander-in-chief.
That's right. Got a new sheriff in town, y'all. We're going to kill him stone cold dead. Oh, no, you don't read any poems on boats. Hell no. I'm going to put on my high heels. I'm going to sashay in the room. I'm going to take care of it, y'all. 3 snaps.
And I think you'll see recruiting start to get back to where it needs to be.
Literally, the reason they're doing what you're talking about is because recruiting is bad. They're trying to draw in young people who are very much in favor of trans rights, gay rights, respecting your fellow human being. That's the only reason they're doing this, Ron DeSantis. It's just such nonsense all the fucking time. No logic, no reason. And that is my What the Fuck Beyond Parody. What you guys got to think about that? Pudding, yo, pudding fingers. nonsense all the goddamn time. What does that do with our military? I know, but don't let that get in your way. I can't answer the question. Jeffrey the Panhead asked me. It's Trey Gowder. I know. How to do, everybody. This is real life right now. Yeah, as a torturer, he did write the torture memos in Abu Ghraib, didn't he? Laura fucked Dinesh D'Souza. She has credibility. Did she? Gross. You could do better, Laura, I would think. Nice fascist Trey. He's holding on to what little hair he has left. That's going to be Elon Musk's haircut in a couple weeks, as fast as his hair is running away from his fucking head. Well, what if they want to nuke the whole country? I would be against that, if you're asking my opinion on it. Not for it. It will make traffic better. I don't care. I mean, saving 12,000 lives a year seems okay to me. Like, I'm not a speeder anyway. I drive 4 miles an hour over the speed limit because you can't get a ticket if you only drive 4 miles an hour. At least that's the theory. I've never gotten a ticket and only drive 4 miles an hour over. And I don't speed a fuck around. What's the point in that? Just unsafe for no fucking reason. This guy is a Dem. If you're talking about me, I guess I'm a Dem. No. I'm kind of wavering on it a little bit. The Dems are losing me a little bit. I'm only a Dem because the other choice is so much worse. It's not amazing. Elon's gonna look like Bozo the Clown when his hair is finally gone. I know, right? He's already stripped mine the back of his head. Can't have any more transplant on top. And I should know. I go 7 miles over. That's too much. 4. You can't go. 5 is too much. Like, if it's 70 and you go 75, you're just asking for it. But 74, they ain't going to give you a ticket for 74. Better safe than sorry. I only drive like 80 all day. Everyone passes me. What? Where you at? The Autobahn? 80's way too fast. 9, you're fine. 10, you're mine. Nope. 9 is way too much. I'm in Mississippi. Redneck cops will get you for that shit. Yeah, you get there sooner or later. I ain't that big of a hurry. Save a couple fucking minutes and risk a goddamn ticket and a wreck and shit. Hell no. Dusty has the main locks of love. I cheat though. I use a hair powder in my hair, y'all. That's something I ain't never told you before. But like my hair is, even after the transplant, it's still sort of thin up here. So you know that hairspray shit? I don't use that. But they have a powder foam. It's made out of chitin, which is the same shit your hair's made out of. It's actually right here. This shit. This is what I use in my hair. And it's like dusted in my hair and it fills it all in. It looks like I have a full fucking head of hair. That's some Hollywood magic for you motherfuckers right there. I'm too honest. 80 kilometers an hour. Okay, well, that makes more sense. You're using that fucking metric system or whatever. That's ridiculous. Goddamn foreigners. Canada is cooler. It is colder. People from Mississippi love saying Mississippi. Yeah, we don't talk very well. Mushmouth and shit. You should hear me when I'm stoned. I'm real fucking mushmouth. Barely get a goddamn sentence out. I sound like Elon Musk. And I do dust my Barnett. Dusty is dusty. Hair in a can. Yep. It's pretty cool though. It works. Dusty takes estrogen for that. I don't take no estrogen. I don't need it. I saw my brother though. He was on the testosterone replacement therapy, and he says that if you take testosterone, it increases your estrogen too, or something. And they have to give you like a pill that suppresses your estrogen, which seems weird. That's why I don't get on that shit. I just like work out a little bit every day. It seems to work for me. Same. All right, let's move along, folks. I got a real short religious bullshit, followed by Chud Watch. So still time to get your super chats in and support the world's greatest show. I would appreciate it. Please and thank you. But for now, here's a short religious bullshit. Everybody sing now. Religious bullshit. Yep. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody. It is time for religious bullshit. Motherfucking bullshit. Yes, Lord. And prepare your emojicons, because as always, we're bringing it back, folks. I didn't do it for a couple weeks, but Michigan pastor arrested on child sex charges. Living World International Church. They always have these real bizarre names. Minister James Randolph was arrested and charged Tuesday with first-degree criminal sexual conduct involving relationship, 4 counts of second-degree CSC, and 1 count of accosting children for immoral purposes for crimes allegedly occurring in 2019. They're going to catch you. They're going to find you. Don't matter how long it's passed. No statute of limitations on Kelly Dillon there, preachers and youth pastors. And Florida pastor gets 5 years on child sex charges. That's way too little. Alfonso Joseph, the 50-year-old Palm Coast resident and former pastor at several Bono churches, was sentenced this afternoon to 5 years in prison, following it by 10 years on the sex offender probation after pleading guilty to having sex with an underage boy. Mistakes were made. Enjoy that sex offenders list in prison. Sure, it's going to go swimmingly for you. And then only one more, folks, but it's a good one to finish this off. Did you know that Taylor Swift is summoning demons with witchcraft during her concerts? Of course you did. We all know that. It's just true. Here's a Catholic, what's his name? It don't matter. It's some Catholic dipshit going to tell us all the fuck about it.
Hey, my friends, there's rather breaking.
The problem with the concert is that whether Taylor knew she was trying to imitate witches or in fact was doing some kind of occult ceremony during the show is sort of irrelevant to the demons. She is an incredibly talented and influential artist, and so the demons will take deep note of what she's doing and how she's doing it.
They're very observant.
And who she's influencing. And so when they imitate these rituals with these orbs and these black capes that looks like something you'd find in the woods.
Why would you find a cape in the woods?
Even if her intent was not to practice any witchcraft or do any of the incantations.
Which we know it is.
She is probably attracting a lot of demons to her concerts.
And football players.
And that's where the problem can lie, because then you have these little girls who, you know, literally sort of worship her, who are now putting themselves in a position where they could be attacked by demonic forces. So, not saying that's going to happen to everybody, but you're definitely putting yourself in a very dangerous situation.
So dangerous.
If you're going to a concert where there's somebody who's imitating or even practicing the art of witchcraft.
So instead, take them to church where your little girls will be completely fucking safe.
I would say don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. There's a grown-ass man, y'all. A fully grown-ass human man saying this bullshit. Now, I know he don't believe it. I know he's just a lying piece of shit con artist who will say this to scare old people to make money, but still hard to believe, but also not. That's religion for you. And that is my religious bullshit. You guys ready to go to the Taylor Swift concert and summon some demons? I know I am. Demons are neutral evil. I'm chaotic evil. Better call Bob Larson immediately. Exercise Taylor Swift and that sexy ass Kelsey motherfucker. Untalented people are religious. Got it. What else they gonna do? Trust your youth pastor instead. You know I do. It's this dirty old man who craves a 13-year-old boy's true story. Check his browser history. I gotta believe I want to go to one now. No, quit trying to make Taylor Swift look so damn cool. I already like her, but you're making me like her even more. I'm just gonna shake it off. Shake it off. And all right. Get your super chats in. Gonna read them all after the Chud Watch. But prepare your anus. Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chuds and make fun of them. And all the cool kids say, rip, flip, woo! And first off, on tonight's Chud Watch, man, I just gotta be honest. Democrats are pissing me the fuck off. You got Joe Biden out here writing blank checks to Israel while they're murdering 6,000 children. And I got all these Democrat dipshits on my timeline worried about Melania not wearing black to Miss Carter's funeral. Who gives a fuck about what Melania's wearing to a goddamn funeral? What is this? Obama in his tan goddamn suit? It was everybody. Miss Betty Bowers? You're better than this Miss Betty Bowers. Why the fuck you give a shit? Everyone is in black, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. They murdering children, y'all. What the goddamn hell y'all doing? It wasn't just her. It was all over my timeline talking about this bullshit. Ron Filipski, who a great journalist. Melania wears gray coat. Would you eat a dick? Like, who gives a goddamn fuck? It just don't make no sense. Rosalind Carter, I guarantee you, don't give a fuck on account of a severe case of death. You ain't gotta fucking wear black to funerals. It's just stupid. Yeah, she sucks, but who gives a shit what the fuck she's wearing? Meanwhile, if you're shopping at Home Depot, maybe don't do that. I don't know if it's better to shop at Lowe's, but I shop at Lowe's anyway. Anywhere's better. But anyway, Home Depot founder says, I'll fund Trump even if he's convicted. Yeah, no shit. You'll all do that. None of you care about law and order. You're all just bullshitters. He's going to lower your taxes, and that's all you care about. You don't care about America. You don't care about democracy. You don't care about the Constitution. Go towards the light, Grandpa. Fuck off. And then, of course, he calling for the government to shut down MSNBC because that's cool, I guess. Not fascist. Not what a dictator would do it anyway. He like, MSNBC uses free government-approved airways. I think they're cable mostly. So that's not anything what you're saying at all. And yet, it is nothing but a 24-hour hit job on Donald J. Trump. Well, you can't have that, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to ban MSNBC. Super cool. But we all know that conservatives don't actually care about anything. They want fascism all the time. They want a dictator. I'm about to show you a Trump lady who just says it outright that she wants Trump to be a dictator. And then he's doing it again, folks. Because they are this stupid. Yes, he thinks they're this stupid because they are. He's like, getting much better health care than Obamacare for the American people will be a priority of the Trump administration, even though he claimed when he was president that he already signed it. And then he claimed that it was coming 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, he said it was coming in 2 weeks. So he had 4 years to do it, didn't do it. He had 4 years to do it. He claimed he did it. He had 4 years to do it, said he was going to do it in 2 weeks, never did it. But he definitely going to do it this time. Oh, we can believe him, y'all. He got an honest face. It's not a matter of cost. It's a matter of health. America will have one of the best healthcare plans anywhere in the world. Right now, it has one of the worst. I mean, he's right. It does have the worst healthcare of any first world country, period. But obviously, he is not going to change it. He is not going to do anything about it, just like he did the first time. It's just so ridiculous. It would be insulting to my intelligence, but I know that he's not aiming this at me. He's aiming it at those who don't have any intelligence, so I guess it'll probably work again. And then, once again, all the people that claim they're patriots, the Constitution. We got to follow the Constitution. The Constitution's the only thing that matters. Donald Trump literally making a political argument that when he swore to support the Constitution, that he didn't actually swear to support the Constitution. Among the points backing Donald Trump's argument that the 14th Amendment doesn't disqualify him from office is one that at first glance is a mix of laughable and disturbing. He never took an oath to support the Constitution. This is what his lawyers are claiming, y'all. Why would the former president emphasize such a thing? That's because Section 3 of the amendment disqualifies insurrectionists who have previously taken an oath to support the Constitution. Thus, the argument goes, in his Colorado Supreme Court appeal, he is eligible for the presidency again in 2024 because he swore to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, not support it. Oh, checkmate, loophole. Fuck the Constitution, I guess. He can try to overthrow the government. It don't matter. And not a single Trump supporter gives a shit in any goddamn way. And if you're doubting that this is the argument they're making, here's from their own breath. And President Trump did not take an oath to support the Constitution of the United States. Yep, because they don't actually give a shit about anything they say. They're the party of nothing. They're the party of bullshit, the party of fake. That is what they are. That is who they are. And then, apparently this guy claims he is one of the leaders of the BLM movement. I guess he might have worked for one of the factions, of which there are many, of the BLM in Rhode Island. They fired him immediately, which I'll show you after he came out with this. But apparently he's a Trump supporter now. Hooray! This is going swimmingly, folks. Even black folks jumping ship over to Trump. Not going to vote for Biden.
We've been used and abused for so long at that party. They don't value our vote. Their policies are basically racist policies. And I believe it's a racist party. Donald Trump, he's the opposite. He's going to tell you how it is. He's going to give it to you straight. Trump has done more for the black community than any president I can think of in my lifetime.
What has he done? What has Trump done? The only thing they say is the unemployment was the lowest under Trump for black people, but the unemployment is literally lower now under Biden than it was under Trump for black people. So even that excuse is complete fucking bullshit. He did nothing. Gonna say the Democrats are the party of racism, but not the Republicans? Just nonsense nuts, but it's shameless grifters. Grifters are everywhere, even in the Black Lives Matter movement. You shouldn't be surprised to see it, but yes, they immediately distanced themselves. BLM co-founder who endorsed Trump, not affiliated with BLM. all the Rhode Island people are like, hey, we fired him. Hadn't worked for us a long time. And the other BLM Rhode Island chapter is like, we never heard of this guy. He ain't got no part in us whatsoever. His position with us was and is terminated, the group said. So you about to lose your job. But you just did. But Trump didn't waste no time jumping on the bandwagon. Says, spoke with Mark Fisher yesterday. A great guy. Very honored to have his and BLM support. You ain't got no BLM support. You got this one grifting jackass. Just wants attention for himself and knows how to get it. But, yeah, seems bad. And I got to admit, like, Trump is getting a much larger share of the black vote than he was before. People are bailing from Joe Biden, abandoning him left and fucking right, which is why I continue to call for him to retire immediately so somebody who can actually beat Trump can face him. But it's not going to happen. I know people say I'm naive. I'm not naive. I don't think it's going to happen. I just want to be able to say this and call it out. So when Trump wins again and Joe Biden loses, I can be like, I told you, I tried, motherfuckers. You all told me to shut the fuck up and support Biden anyway, and I tried. That's the only reason I'm doing it for. And then, speaking of people that want Trump to be a dictator / king, they're not even making any bones about it. They'll tell you right to their fucking face. Here's the latest Trump zombie.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Would you be, if they decided to go back to a monarchy and make Donald Trump the king, would you be okay with that?
I would do that versus what we're at now. Yeah. With the system being manipulated and corrupted, it isn't a true democracy. If you don't have legal justice for everybody, you are no longer a democracy. That's the whole core of
So you're for CRT? You're for equal rights for black folks who are treated unequally under the law? No, you're talking about Trump? Oh, of course you are.
Democracy.
But Queen Melania will not have been born in the United States.
So, she's a great first lady.
Totally great.
But if she were a queen, would that be okay with you?
I don't care.
Don't give a shit.
Many of them haven't. I mean,
me and my dentures gonna vote for him no matter how many felonies he gets convicted of.
She's a good person.
She isn't. She's horrible.
Smart, beautiful.
She's not.
God save the queen?
Never know. Now we have so much communism coming in and trying to take over our country, and they've been here for 20 years trying to, and they've been accomplishing it. They're good.
Be specific about that a little bit, like when you say the communism coming into the country, where in the form of?
Infiltration throughout the system. I think they've gotten into a lot of your local. I think the coasts have it a lot more than we do, but maybe it's just more obvious on the coast. You never know.
No.
Do you think that any of the legal problems that the former president's having are going to hurt him in this coming election?
No, it makes him stronger.
In what way?
The more crimes he commits, the stronger he gets.
It's kind of like in the Bible. It says that God will put you through a furnace and you'll come out like stainless steel in the end. If you don't
sin, Jesus died for nothing. That's biblical.
Have tribulation and you'd stand for God, you must not be totally standing for him, because that's where we're at.
And how did Donald Trump make your life better?
Oh, he gives me hope that someone will stand up for it. As the Bible also says, whenever there's times of great trouble and you're his people, that he will provide a leader. And I do believe that Trump is our leader that God has given us. It's kind of like Charleston Heston was called the American Moses, and he was in charge of the NRA and did the
he was a spokesman.
In my dead hands will the guns be pulled? Yeah, and that was his famous.
Yeah, that went bad. We had lots of school shootings and shit. It's been a horrible disaster. But anyway, it'll be fine when they take back over, folks. Hey, let's just follow the Democrats right off the cliff along with Joe Biden. Don't try to do any better. And no surprises here. Students for Trump founder struck girlfriend with a gun. The North Carolina-based Students for Trump co-founder Ryan Fournier is facing misdemeanor charges for assault on a female and assault with a deadly weapon. Law enforcement records obtained. Always the best. Little fucking skinny-ass weasel. Thinks he has to abuse a woman. It's the only way he could feel like a man. Because he's not really. Looks like a little fucking twink. Just embrace it, dude. Embrace it. Suck a dick, you'll feel better. And then Hunter Biden apparently has agreed to testify in front of Congress as long as it's in public, because he knows like they don't really have any evidence against him, and if they do it in private, they're just going to lie about it. There's a reason they don't want to do it in public, because first off, they'll have Democrats there who will make them look stupid, which they always fucking do whenever they have these hearings in public. The Democrats always make them look like batshit crazy assholes, which they are. So he's like, yeah, let's do it in fucking public. But immediately, of course, the conservatives go out there and try to convince their base that, hey, we want to do it in secret, and it's actually better for you if we do it in secret. Because the less transparency we have, the better it is for democracy, right? Let's hide in the shadows. And of course, they can't convince them of anything. These people have no logic. They have no reason. They have no integrity. They have no moral center. Here's back in the day, James Comer was Breaking Bad, acting like a tough guy, saying, hey, we'll take Hunter Biden any way we can get him, in private, in public. We have the evidence, so it don't matter. Just bring it. Here he is back then.
We have mountains of evidence, and now we're ready to bring him in. We're in the downhill phase of this investigation now because we have so many documents, and we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose.
Whichever you choose. It's your choice, dealer's choice. We ain't afeared. Let's do it in public, he said. And then suddenly, now that he has the option to do that, he's like,
and it is, for all practical purposes, public. We will release the transcripts.
Yeah, it is. For all practical purposes. Sure, it'll be in private in the shadows, hidden from all of y'all. We can come out and lie about it. But hey, we'll release some of the transcripts so you might could read about it instead of hearing about it seeing your own eyes. And isn't that just exactly the same thing? No, it's not. If it were the same thing, then why are you not doing it in public? Huh? Hoisted by your own petard, and then he's even lost cat turd at this point, folks. That's how bad it's getting. Cat turd is like, imagine being afraid to question him in public. The spineless cowards in the GOP never disappoint. Please let me question him if you're so afraid, but you'll still vote for them. Their actions have no bearing on whether you support them or not. So shut the fuck up, cat turd. Fake bitch. And shamelessness, that is their superpower. Here's Fox News trying to convince the boomers that watch the show that doing shit in secret is actually better for you.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But I agree that I prefer hearings to be done behind closed doors, because I think that they actually get to the heart of the matter, and they get some truth, and they can ask questions without preening for the camera, without all the grandstanding. That is my preference.
I know,
and
right?
for Abby Lowell, his attorney, to say, well, you all use that to misinform and to distort the facts.
Right.
Well, you know what? You can do that too, Abby. After he comes out of his closed-door session, you feel free to knock yourself out, and you can distort too. I mean, it's a silly argument. And
it's not. It should be in public. You should not be hiding what you're doing. What the fuck are you talking about?
And Comer has said, fine, sit before us publicly, a public hearing. We'll do that later.
Yeah,
we
we'll
want
do it later.
the closed-door one first. And I think...
Yeah, let's just do it secretly first. Believe us. Believe us. Later on down the road somewhere, we'll do it in public so people can see. But first, we're going to do it in secret because we totally have all the evidence. We can prove what we're saying, folks. We're definitely not going to be made look stupid, which is why we want to do it in the shadows so nobody can see it. Just makes sense, y'all. But of course, the broke brain zombies will believe it. They'll believe anything. They want to be lied to, and they get their wish. And meanwhile, Joe Biden out there making himself look like he has Alzheimer's. I know this is just a slip of the tongue, y'all. But he's so, like, unenergetic, low energy. He's mumbling, can't seem to form sentences. I know he has a stutter, and I should make fun of him, but not coming off very well in this clip at all, going around all the right-wing influencers.
Instead of cutting them, like Congressman Trump and Bob want to do. Instead of
cutting it like diamonds and jelly, baby. What the fuck? Spit it out, mushmouth.
Instead of cutting them, like Congressman Trump and Bob want to do.
Yeah, man. This motherfucker's our president. I guess we got to vote for this motherfucker again. This geriatric war criminal sack of shit. This evil man. He is pure fucking evil. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. But I guess he's the lesser evil, so we got to support him, right? Yeah, he's funding genocide, ethnic cleansing. Giddily so. Literally trying to hide it. in secret the weapons that he's given Israel, which he's taken all the conditions off of. They can have them all in secret. Why not? Murder as many kids as you want to. Won't say fucking shit. But lesser evil somehow in this goddamn trash planet. This can't be our best fucking choice, y'all. This can't be the best we can do in this goddamn country. Seriously. People are like, who would you support, Dusty? Like literally anybody. ALC. Going to be 35 a couple weeks before the election, which is what you have to be to run for president. ALC would be great. Hell, I'd be okay with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Even the fucking Rock. The Rock would be better, y'all. I know The Rock leans conservative, but he can't be leaning no more conservative than goddamn Joe Biden. Can't be even any worse than fucking Joe Biden is. And I ain't saying I want The Rock to be president. I'm just saying that's how ridiculous the situation we are in is. Even the fucking Rock would be better than this motherfucker. Just a shame how far this country has fallen. And then ABG always be gripped and I should run Dusty. Hell no. Not only could I not win, I don't want to win. I do not want to be president. I do not want to be in politics at all. I want to do exactly what I'm doing right now, which is why I'm doing this. So no thank you. Earlier this month, a mysterious woman appeared before a school board in Texas and claimed that when she was 11, she read a scholastic book. Remember the scholastic fairs where they had the little pamphlet that you flip through and you check the books you wanted, and you're all excited when they came. Oh my God, I got a scholastic book. I always got the Choose Your Own Adventure books. They had posters too, like cats and shit. I didn't get that, y'all. I didn't. Shut up. Anyway, it was awesome. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get these books banned in schools. They're trying to ban them because I guess scholastic books are harmful to children, even though we all had them. We all know that they're not harmful for children at all. They help children to read, engage their imaginations. But spoiler alert, I'm going to get to that at the end of this, but I'll just go ahead and tell you. She actually works for the company that is the competitor to the scholastic books, and she wants the scholastic books to be banned so that her Christian version of scholastic books can be put in schools instead. So instead of telling everybody that she worked for the company, they just let her go make these speeches, and then the Christians supported her without letting everybody know exactly what the fuck was going on. So earlier this month, a mysterious woman appeared before a school board in Texas and claimed that when she was 11, she read a scholastic book that sparked a debilitating porn addiction, y'all. This is real life. We investigated, and it's absolutely wild what is happening. The woman was 20-year-old Alana Burkhart. Burkhart said after reading a scholastic book that depicted a single kiss, she looked for other books that gave me pleasure. This led to internet searches that she will never forget. Yes, folks, that one scholastic book caused her to have a porn addiction, so we have to ban these books for all children. This is theocracy for you, folks. They're coming for the books. Burkhart cited her story as reason to restrict access to Drama, a novel published by Scholastic. The book includes this image of two people kissing. Oh my God! How could she not be addicted to porn after looking at this? I just want to fuck everybody just looking at this. My dick hard right now, y'all. Holy God. But Burkhart went further, arguing that Conroe should remove all scholastic books from schools and stop hosting scholastic book fairs. According to Burkhart, getting rid of scholastic books and their book fairs will inevitably protect kids. Burkhart appearance was promoted by Skytree Book Fairs, a newly formed organization marketing itself as an alternative to the sexually explicit content distributed in scholastic book fairs. Here's their ad. We keep hearing kids are old enough to choose books responsibly, but this clip from a school board meeting in Texas proves otherwise. Find out how one innocent kiss in scholastic books led to this young lady to porn addiction. How the fuck could this be real life? This should have been the Beyond Parody section. You can't even parody this shit. It's so goddamn stupid. Skytree Book Fairs presents itself as an independent nonprofit, but it appears to be hastily assembled offshoot of Brave Books, which publishes children's books by right-wing pundits. The president of Skytree Book Fairs was recently an executive assistant at Brave Books. Burkhart's appearance at the Conroe School Board was also promoted by Brave Books. The company called it a must-watch and a powerful message that needs to be heard. Neither Brave Books nor Burkhart Books disclose that Burkhart is an employee of Brave Books. According to her LinkedIn profile, Burkhart is the company's public relations coordinator. The Conroe School Board, after listening to Burkhart's story, voted to restrict access to drama from all students in the 8th grade and below. One of the school board's members, Melissa Dungan, suggested replacing Scholastic with Skytree Book Fairs. More on Brave Book, Skytree, and their scheme to replace Scholastic with kids' books. So, scam. That's all it is. Of course, it's religion, so that goes hand in hand. That's all religion has ever been about, scamming you out of your fucking money. And dipshits fall for it every goddamn time. They can scare you into anything, folks, even taking books away from children. Fuck this country. And then, folks, speaking of fucking this country, Joey Boeing talking about, hey, you know what we should do? I'm not actually suggesting we do this, but if we did it, it'd be awesome. We should get 10 million people to go public and say the N-word. This is the kind of top quality content Tim Pool is putting on his platform.
Here's the problem. The problem is that anonymity on the internet allows for the ghettoizing of beliefs that are not approved by the regime.
Oh no.
So a lot of people will say, well, I have to be anonymous on the internet because if my boss finds out that I've got these views, they'll fire me. But you're only in the position where your boss could fire you for finding out about those views because you've allowed those views to be completely ghettoized through anonymity online. If 5 million people came out today and said the N-word.
Mm-hmm. Say it. You can't even say it.
Not recommending it.
You are recommending it. If you're saying it would be a good thing to do, if we did it, then it would take away the power of them to fire you for saying these words. Then you are saying you should do it. You're saying it would be a good thing to do it. So at least stand by your racism, you dipshit.
But no one would ever get fired for saying the N-word again.
Yes, they would.
Like
yeah, they would be able to.
You would literally get fired. Like a lot of you would get fired for saying it, even if 5 million of you did it.
You wouldn't be able to. You would have brought that to a conclusion.
No.
That little absurdity in our culture would be brought to an end.
No, it wouldn't.
The ghettoizing of our beliefs allows for the punishment of anyone who steps outside of the ghetto.
Yeah.
So if they catch you saying what you believe, they can fire you. But if
is that what you believe? You believe in the N-word?
If we all just had our names on it and we're saying the things that we believe, and you might say that we would have more cultural cohesion if we didn't have online anonymity too, because in ways that left and right, in ways that probably aren't ultimately good.
So I agree, but I think it's
only God, Tim Pool making millions a platform this kind of bullshit, y'all. Just ridiculous. And then last but not least, on Chud Watch, highly popular right-wing douchebag and influencer, Owen Benjamin. I'm just going to play the clip.
Funny response about abortion.
So funny.
When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right? And that's a really funny debate when people just spiral. Oh, slavery's so bad. It's so bad. We got to kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's going to have an abortion, why not just let me buy it? Right? Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen. Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them. Okay, funny response.
Hilarious. Oh my God, right-wingers, they are the best among us. Oh, we love them, folks. Don't you want to be associated with this? Well, you are conservatives. You fucking are. And that is my Chud Watch. Holy God. And folks, I apologize for this commercial. If you're watching the show right now, and you are because you listen to my voice, could you consider please becoming a patron? I don't allow any ads on this show if I can help it. I don't sell anything. I don't count anybody out of money like these dipshits. I just try to create quality content to entertain you all and spread positivity through the world. So if you're watching this video and click on the More button right there under the description, the very first link is to my Patreon. And then when you click on it, boom, become a member right here. If you click on become a member, you can get all access to the exclusive content I produced on Patreon. And there is a show after every show I do. There's like 100 hours of exclusive content from our patrons called the Afterparty, as well as other things. So please, if you like the cats, if you like me, if you like what I do, please reward my business model and become a patron. Could be as little as $1 a month, whatever you can afford. I'm not greedy, a little bit greedy, but it's whatever you can afford. I appreciate you. Thank you in advance. I love you. And all right, let's read the super chats before we continue on with the very, very depressing Free Palestine section. So what we got here. Hit the like button if you bail out, please, but don't bail out because we have plenty of show to go. It's only halftime. Henry Kissinger is dead. Hell yeah! I hope he's in heaven because I want to go to hell to get away from that motherfucker. WFC champ, what is your opinion on Ukraine war and military aid? I think it's a great expenditure of our money to weaken the Russian military. If we can spend the money in Ukraine and have them decapitate the Russian military like they're doing, then it's less likely that Russia is going to use that military against us in the future. And we already have all that money being spent on our military anyway. If we take a small portion of that and give it to them so they can go out and defend themselves and protect their people and their lands, I think that's probably a good idea, I guess. I think invaders should be repelled. Thank you for the question. Hey, what's up at a freaking 5 a.m. CST for work this morning? I'm tired as fuck, but gotta have my Wednesday dose of the show so I can sleep tonight. Hell yeah, appreciate you for supporting it. Good to see you, Fenwith. How you doing? And BBC, hero of the show, BBC, always amazing to me. As a black man and a Texas native, I understand that racism and hate exist better than just about anyone. However, I have never been able to wrap my head around hating anyone because they are different. Make it make sense. People have always been like that, though. Things that are strange or different or scary. Like the unknown is always scary. And also we are a very tribal people. So anything that you can pick out about another person to separate yourself from them, people would do to group up. And also people have very low self-esteem. So if you can pick out things about other people to make fun of them, to put them down for, and otherwise, and to lift yourself up, that is a way a lot of people handle their low self-esteem. So it's pretty easy to understand, even though it's horrible. And love you, BBC. Get the 10 Cult Plus memberships. You guys better be at the after party and thank BBC for it. And Mr. Jones, Henry Kissinger, not alive. Hell yeah, it's a good day. Any day Kissinger's dead is a good day. Ding dong, Kissinger's dead. He sure lived a long time. That's for sure. Well past his sell-by date. Catalina, $5. Did you hear about Musk's new book? How to Thanos snap $44 billion out of existence? That's pretty funny. I might actually read that. Darapana, what's up, Darapana? Thank you for your socialism. Everybody give Darapana some love, especially if you got a free membership from them. Our Bananas, give Misty kisses for me. Love y'all. I love you, Our Bananas. I got your donation on PayPal as usual, and I appreciate you. Good to see you tonight. Matt LaPinta, do you Elon minions will happily give him their money if he skyrockets, lets the prices of checkmark, and puts Twitter behind a paywall? At least then it will be their own echo chamber. Yeah, I mean, it'll die off even quicker than if he does that. But, I mean, he probably will. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. It's already our right-wing echo chamber. Thank you, Matt. Very generous. You smoke a weed, get it all, or quitting for good? I might smoke a little when BBC comes through town, but I'm not going to smoke anytime soon. I'm doing pretty good not smoking. I'm proud of myself. So when I decide to do something, I like to stick with it. Sort of a pride thing, I guess. Gora Vidal, we proud of you. Hell yeah. That's a name I've heard before. And Swagger and Cat, $20. Henry Kissinger must have run out of Horcruxes. And the Pharaohs send their regards. Hey, Scritches and Horcruxes back to the Pharaohs. That's a word I definitely say a lot. Cow penises. Hey, discounts for everybody on cow meat. Thank you, Charlie Kelly. Good to see you tonight. Kelly the Gearbox, $10. Love that they forget that driving has always been a privilege, not a right. Yep. Need a license for it. Got to obey the laws. And there's always been, like, speed limits and shit. But it's constitutional that I get the speed. And Jason Ashby, love your socialism. You rock. Everybody give Jason Ashby some love. And Dave, what up, Dave? 3929 New Zealand. People that don't give a shit about 1,200 lives being saved by slowing down are the same people who didn't give a shit about hundreds of thousands of lives that could have been saved by taking the vaccine. Say it isn't so. Yep, they don't care about anything, folks. Fake outrage, that's what they're driven by. They get paid to scare old people for a living, and they do a good job of it. And good to see you tonight, Dave. Appreciate you. Jason Ashby, $10 Canadian. What do USA, Liberia, and Myanmar have in common? They are the only countries on the planet that don't officially use the metric system. Hey, fuck you and your metric system. It don't even make any sense. 12 inches, a foot, 3 foot to a yard. That's just common sense, y'all. And Pid Hijink, which you told me how to say that, but I'm bad. Here's something for the courage of your convictions. I saw the Vanguard talking about you, and they like you. I'm going to super chat them and ask them to have you on. Hell yeah, what up, Vanguard? Much love to you, my brothers in Christ. Miss Cosmos Edits, $70, 70 czars. I don't even know what that is, but I'll take it and love it. Hey, Dusty. I just want to say that you were a big part of myself leaving religion. Been an atheist for 6 years now. I thank you for opening my eyes. Logic. Hell yeah. Remember when I used to do atheist videos? Them were the days. And that was pretty fun back in the day. I took a lot of shit for that. But if I helped a few people, it was all worth it. And I appreciate you, Miss Cosmos Edits. You and your czars. Errata McFadden, 2666. Amazing amount. 666. Just did a phone survey about carbon capture and storage. I was for putting that shit back in the ground. Hell yeah. But maybe in my small Delta town, your thoughts and better make future episode topic. Cheers, mates. I don't know a lot about capturing carbon, to be honest with you. Don't trees do that? I know they have like a lot of technology that's progressing fast, and hopefully the singularity will come and solve this problem for us. That it's basically our only hope. Come on, singularity. Kisser's dead at 100. If death comes in threes, who's the next one? Joe Biden, hopefully. Come on, death. You could do it. Thank you, Lisa Leiter. Maximus. Imagine if the Dems got Trump to a hearing over January 6th and refused to hold it publicly. They'd be fine with it. They're not hypocrites anyway, are they? Nah. And Quentin, welcome to Dust Buddy. Spam the chat with impunity. Hell yeah. And Mitchell, God, more socialism. You rock, Mitchell. Randy McNeely can't watch this tonight, but rest in feces. Henry Kissinger, yep. Where he buried, let's go pee on his grave, y'all. And E, what up, E? Dead Pirate. I see it at the bottom there, $20. Boom, I'm still right here. E, are you coming through town? I found my phone, but I didn't charge it. I got to charge it. It's in my jacket pocket. I got to charge that shit. Like, my phone is the worst way to talk to me, though. Like, email and shit's way better because I never use that thing. But I will try to charge it and get back to you. I'm sorry, but I'm glad to hear from you, buddy. You got to come through town so we can hang out and chat and whatnot. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody who donated tonight. Thank you for your generosity. You guys are amazing. Love you. And now it's time to lose my Zionist friends and fans. I apologize in advance, but not really, because, like, I mean, they're killing kids, y'all, and it's bad. It's real bad. I'll show you. It's time for Free Palestine. Prepare to be depressed, y'all. So, first off, more lies from the Israeli government. Their propaganda attempts are falling flat left and right, but they are trying hard, I guess. So you guys might remember this was in the early days of the war, this gentleman. So I don't speak that, but basically what he's saying here is, yesterday Yisha Cohen published a simply horrifying interview with an officer who described something shocking that does not quite match up with the data on the ground. In the end, Yisha deleted, but for now, a popular account uploaded the video, and within 8 hours, hundreds of thousands were exposed to it. Basically, he's claiming here that babies and children were hung on a clothesline in a row. Already sounds like humongous bullshit, right? Did anybody even believe that? I guess they did. They believe that they beheaded babies and shit, I guess. And here's the guy that interviewed him. Says, as I emphasized yesterday, the interview was offered to me by the IDF spokesperson. I did not know the interviewee before. A representative of the DOC was present in all the filming and approved the broadcast and other footage when there were comments, they asked to be edited or avoided. After posting the promo, there were complaints, so I immediately deleted it within minutes. And yet, even this morning, the IDF spokesperson refrained from claiming that this was a false story. By the way, the interviewee insists that the story is accurate, and there was even another witness to this. Yeah, but it's bullshit. Nobody's buying the propaganda anymore, Israel. It's just amazing how bad they are at it. I remember them always being way better than they are at this at the moment, so it's crazy. Meanwhile, the Israeli military forced families to evacuate Al-Nasser Hospital, leaving behind their premature babies in the intensive care unit. Israel refused to release the babies. The decomposed bodies of those babies had been found during this truce. This is exactly what the Biden administration said they feared if there was a temporary ceasefire. They were worried that journalists were going to be going in these areas and documenting the atrocities. Here's what we funded, folks. Here's what Joe Biden is supporting. Here's the, I guess, the lesser evil right here, folks. They claim that Hamas had babies on clotheslines, but they are literally the ones letting babies die and shrivel up in hospital beds. And it's wild, folks. They're even losing conservatives. Like one of the biggest conservative dipshits on the internet, Jake Shields. They've even lost Jake Shields, who posted this and said, this is as bad as the 40 beheaded babies. The only difference is this actually happened. Got 95,000 likes, y'all. Israeli propaganda falling flat like I've never seen it. This is crazy. So when they tell you that Joe Biden was responsible for the ceasefire, bullshit. This is why there's a temporary ceasefire, because they've lost the propaganda war so horrendously. Because the entire world is turning against them. Because we can see with our own eyes what the fuck is going on, and they're panicking. This is why they did the temporary ceasefire. It's not because of Joe fucking Biden. Don't get Joe goddamn Biden credit for this. It's because of the men and women who sacrificed their lives, the journalists who were murdered to bring this truth to us. The pressure that people like me and you have put on them. That's why the ceasefire happened. Not because of fucking Joe Biden. And it's a temporary ceasefire that they're not even doing, basically. They're killing people still. And they're kidnapping them. Remember, the Israelis have released 117 Palestinians. They just did that. But in the last 3 days, they detained 116 new Palestinians. So they release hostages and they take more. They take exactly the same amount they just released. The Israeli side, folks. Why do they need all these hostages? It's almost like they want us to hate them. Meanwhile, folks, I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to describe you what happens in this video, but I'm not going to play it. This little kid apparently threw a rock at somebody way further in the distance. It's a rock. And they shoot him in the head. Israeli snipers today murdered this 9-year-old boy. This boy murdered during the ceasefire today. I bet U.S. taxpayers paid for the bullet that killed this little kid. Throwing rocks is not a capital offense. I remember when I was a kid, I moved to a new neighborhood in Greenwood, Mississippi. And I guess the other kids in the neighborhood did like me and they threw rocks at me. Imagine if they were murdered for throwing rocks at me. Imagine the outrage. But they can do it. Joe Biden won't call them out. Nobody says fucking boo about it. Murdering children for throwing rocks, y'all. That's what the fuck they're doing. How are these the good guys? How are you Zionists supporting this? How are you bearing your head? How are you trying to tell me this is okay in any way? How are you trying to tell me these are the fucking good guys? How are you trying to tell me I should support this? I don't support it. I won't support it. I can't support it. Meanwhile, they arrested this kid, 12-year-old Kareem Mahmoud. They released him, but they showed him videos of them murdering other kids who threw rocks. And they told him that if he threw rocks, they were going to kill him just like they killed the other kids. This is what he says in this video, folks. Other day, he was detained by the Israeli forces, and during his interrogation, they showed him videos of children being shot and killed and told him they would do the same to him if he throws stones. A capital offense, throwing stones, folks. They killed another teenage boy today during the ceasefire. And they asked the deputy mayor of Jerusalem about it. Hey, how do you justify the murder of these kids for throwing rocks? How are you justifying it? Look how horrible they are. Look how unlikable they are. It's almost like they want us to hate them.
We understand that a teenager has been shot. Is this the right way to handle this situation, given that tensions are already rising and emotions are already quite high?
Well, we're talking about the release of attempted murderers. You call them children, but we're talking about teenagers who stabbed other teenagers.
According to you, we don't believe anything you fucking say. You've already been shown and proven to lie out your ass every goddamn chance you get. Prove it. I don't fucking believe you, and throwing rocks is not attempted murder, which she's about to claim. She's about to claim throwing rocks is attempted fucking murder. Justifies the murder of children.
We're talking about...
That's not my question, Deputy Mayor.
Answer the question.
I totally and fully understand that they have been accused.
I'm giving you the context.
I understand, but if I can, Deputy Mayor, I'm just going to interrupt you. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of.
I'm answering the
Deputy
question.
Mayor, I'm fully aware of what they've been.
Part of the deal was that
Somebody said, terrorists told me the truth. No, I just watched the video with my own eyes. I just watched that kid get murdered, okay? Here's the crazy thing. You guys are like, oh my God. You believe Hamas? No, I believe my own eyes, motherfuckers. Your propaganda's falling flat. It's not working anymore. We don't have to believe you because we can see. I'm showing you, literally. You'll sit there in my chat and you'll watch me show you all this, and then you'll deny what we're all watching. Continue trying to gaslight. You're not helping your side. You're not helping your cause. It's pathetic. We all see through you.
There would be no celebrations. And the reason that these clashes are occurring is because exactly against the deal that there would be no celebrations.
Fuck you! What right do you have to tell people not to celebrate when their family who was kidnapped are released? How does this make you a good guy?
Celebrating the release of attempted murderers in East Jerusalem, in my city, where many people, many of the victims live side by side with the people who try to kill them. Part of the deal was that they would not have these celebrations. And if the clashes are occurring, it's exactly because of that. And we're also hearing the chants.
Fuck you. You do not have a right to tell people they can't celebrate. What is wrong with you?
The people
Deputy Mayor, I'm just going to interrupt you because absolutely, and I've been speaking to Israeli officials who have laid out some of the crimes that these people have been accused of. As you say, they've been accused of all sorts of, crimes against various different individuals, and that's why they are in the prison. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that they have now been released as part of this deal, and yet our camera crews, our teams on the ground who were in East Jerusalem, for example, were not allowed to enter the homes of some of these people who have been released, some of these prisoners, including yesterday when they tried to interview a 17-year-old boy who was taken away for throwing stones.
Part of the deal, as I repeated, and I said earlier, and I will repeat again, was that this wouldn't be a celebration because the release of attempted murders, and when we're talking about a stone, we're talking about boulders that open people's heads. So
we're talking about boulders. These kids were throwing boulders. They were the Incredible Hulk, y'all. These Hulk-like kids were picking up boulders and chunking them. These tiny little attempted murderers. We had to kill them. We had no choice, y'all.
Let's put things in their place. And so part of the deal was that there wouldn't be funfair around the release of attempted murderers.
What the fuck is that your business?
Especially near the towns of the people that they tried to murder. And so if the police are preventing that, it's because it was part of the deal.
Just goddamn it. It's so clear you guys are not the fucking good guys. I'm not saying Hamas is the good guys. I'm saying it's two terrorist organizations. Obviously two terrorist organizations. And caught in between these two terrorist organizations, innocent Palestinians and innocent Israelis. The Israeli government doing no favors to the Jewish people in Israel. Just like the Hamas terrorists are not doing any favors to the Palestinians. I feel sorry for the people in the middle of this shit. Meanwhile, here's Ted Cruz, y'all. Gaslighting, lying his ass off. After we all rightly condemned Hamas atrocities on October 7th on today's program, I read Ted Cruz a list of genocidal rhetoric from Israeli officials and asked if he would condemn it as well. I condemn nothing that the Israeli government is doing, he said. The Israeli government does not target civilians. They target military targets. Why are they so bad at their targeting then? If they're killing so many civilians. So they're actually not. So then they are targeting civilians? No, I can tell you there is no military on the face of the planet, including the U.S. military, that goes to the lengths that the Israeli military goes to avoid civilian casualties, or almost all civilian casualties. So he's basically declaring that all Palestinians are fair game. None of them are civilians. That's really the point he's trying to make. But the IDF says their focus is on damage, not on precision. Yes, damage to Hamas, to terrorists. No, they have said the opposite. They keep saying that what they're doing is what they're intending to do, yet here in the United States, we say that's not what they're doing. That's simply not true. They are targeting the good damage. Hamas just gaslighting. Shitting in our mouth and telling us it's pumpkin pie. That's what they do every goddamn day of the week, to justify their support of these terrorists, folks. And here's what it's like living in Palestine right now. They bombed them back to the Stone Age, having to sit out and cook in the rain, in the rubble, to feed your family, to feed yourself. Yes, we're the baddies, y'all. No, we're not the good guys here. Meanwhile, the terrorist state of Israel just running around and arresting anyone who dares speak out about the atrocities, who dares to try to speak out in favor of the murdered children, of the oppressed, abused Palestinian people. Here's a teacher arrested by police for a Facebook post. Look at these fucking thugs, these terrorists from apartheid Israel. The dregs of fucking humanity. Super cool, isn't it, y'all? I definitely want my tax dollars going to this bullshit. Meanwhile, I want to highlight and platform some of the many Jewish voices who are speaking out against this, because most of the Jewish people are incredibly fine people who do not support this. First off, here's what the fuck's this guy's name? Big Joe got me blocked, y'all. You know you're an asshole. I've said this before. You know you're an asshole when Big Joel blocks you, because it's like being blocked by a puppy. He blocked me because I called him one time in a Twitter exchange a middle-class white kid. I guess he did not like that. Anyway, I agree with what he's saying here.
And I think some people are going to be upset with me for comparing these actions to those of Adolf Hitler. I think some people are going to be upset with me, and I really don't think you should be upset with me. I think the fact that we experienced a fucking genocide and that we turned around and didn't see the problem with doing more genocides, that we said never again, but meant like never again killing Jews, like specifically never again killing Jews, is the most disgusting historical tragedy I've ever heard in my life. So yes, I do think the comparison is apt. I do think we have to say Adolf Hitler's name. I do think that we have to remember the Holocaust, because that's what it's there for. Recently, I went to the Toronto International Film Festival and saw a film directed by Jonathan Glazer called Zone of Interest, about a Nazi commandant who had a very beautiful garden outside of Auschwitz. And just recently, I saw this TikTok of this Israeli lady saying this.
Hear that? It is, I think, 1 p.m. We are going to be leaving Ashkelon now because I just don't feel safe here. But I do want to give you one piece of good news, that day and night, every few minutes, sometimes seconds, I can hear our IDF, our incredible army, bombing the living daylights out of Hamas. And it is giving me so much strength. You can hear, I don't know if you guys can hear now. I hope that they are are showing Hamas just this much of the wrath of God.
And when I saw this woman hearing the missiles strike Gaza and thinking, good, they deserve it, good, I'm happy all these people are dying, good, I don't care about the civilians, this noise is the noise of our freedom. It is hard to not remember that Nazi commandant in his special garden where the smoke of Auschwitz would rise and he would see it and he would go back to his garden with his Nazi-ass wife. It is impossible not to remember.
Yep, I heard that. Unblock me, Joe. The fuck, dude, about time. And then one more, I'm going to highlight the majority report on Reddit, doing a great job, which reminds me, apparently, Sam Cedar debated Dennis Prager. I guess secretly Dennis Prager didn't know who the fuck he was talking to, and they ended up debating. I'm going to play some of that on the Afterparty, so be sure to join me on the Afterparty tonight. But here is another very smart woman. Direct, right to the point.
Okay, it feels important to say this. I am not pulling my perspective on Israel-Palestine out of my ass, okay? I'm not just guessing that Israel is committing a genocide against Palestine. I have studied and researched this. I have bona fides, and I will share them. First of all, I'm a Jewish woman. I was raised by a Zionist family. My grandfather was a Holocaust survivor. My family talks about our spirit of resistance and resilience constantly. Desiring goodness from the nation of Israel is in my blood, and still, I can see that this Zionist state is vicious, violent, and evil. If someone who is raised by a Zionist family, by people who believe that Israel has the right to exist and that it is our salvation, if I can overcome my pro-Israel bias and learn about this conflict, so can you. And frankly, I should not be calling it a conflict, it's a genocide. So when I was in college, around 2012, 2013, a bunch of my friends and loved ones started going on birthright trips. And I knew enough then to ask the question when they got back from their birthright trips, what about Palestine? And when these people I love, admire, and respect started talking about Palestinians and using language like terrorists, I knew I had to learn more. I also knew that I wanted to go on birthright, and I was nervous about being brainwashed by the trip, and I should have been nervous. So before I went on birthright, I decided at my small liberal arts school in Massachusetts to get a well-rounded perspective, educational perspective on Israeli-Palestinian politics. I took 4 courses: Suffering and Evil in the Jewish Tradition, the Jewish Experience, Middle East Politics, and Arab-Israeli Conflict. I also took international and comparative politics courses that often brought up Israel and Palestine in comparisons to, for example, apartheid South Africa. And by the time I finished my ample coursework on the subject before I went on birthright, I was already pro-Palestine. Because once you are in the literature, once you are in the research, not the media stories about this, not the pro-Zionist rigmarole on CNN and MSNBC, once you are in the literature and the data, this isn't a debate. This isn't a question. People talk about Israel-Palestine like it is incredibly complicated, and I reject that premise. It is not. We know that anti-Semitism exists globally, right? We know that Jews are not the most beloved population in the world. We know that Britain has a colonial history and they have taken on colonial projects even through the 20th and 21st centuries. Essentially, Britain already wanted to colonize Palestine. So did the United States. And at the end of World War II, Britain and the US got to talking and they thought, who do we want to exploit for military labor someplace that is surrounded by brown people so that we can rape and pillage land that we don't currently have access to? Where's one part of the globe we haven't effectively colonized yet? And there was Palestine. And Britain had been trying to colonize Palestine already. And so this was passed off to Jews who had just survived the Holocaust as a gift. Here we're granting you this parcel of land so that you and your progeny can exist in peace and not be violated anymore. Congratulations. Except that land already belonged to someone. Palestinians were already living there. And the US and Britain didn't give a shit about the well-being of Jews. They didn't care. This wasn't a gift for Jews. This was always intended to be a trap of, you do our military labor for us. We'll put you here and we'll grant you this parcel of land that already belongs to someone that there are already people on. And in return, you will rape and pillage that land for us and we'll just all share in the wealth. And it might be a good idea too if like your entire population were to, have conscripted military service so you can really defend that land that is yours, totally yours, bucko. And if you see who has emerged as the political leadership of Israel over the last few generations, this won't surprise you. This insidiousness will not surprise you. This is how you get Benjamin Netanyahu, someone who absolutely agrees to the premise of Israel as a Zionist ethno-nationalist state, who says, we are here for one thing and one thing only, is to garner as much wealth from this earth that we have, as much tourist property from this plot of land, convert it to dollars, and build up a military so mighty, a military apparatus so great that we wind up producing the world's weaponry. Yes, we have mined this land, and we have used the land to give you war machinery so that we can all murder each other 1,000 times over. And to the people already living here, well, we'll murder them too. I took basically a semester and a half of college courses on this, and I know in my bones that what Israel is doing right now is a genocide. It's evil. What they've been doing for the last 75 years is a genocide. It is drip violence, slow violence, protracted harm. It is meant to exhaust the civilian population of Palestine. It is meant to exhaust all Palestinians out of their will to fight. And all the benefit, the wealth garnered from that land goes to the primary stakeholders, not the Palestinian people to whom the land originally belonged.
Yep, I love highlighting people that were raised in this atmosphere, raised by Zionists to be Zionist, because you can hear from their own words, a lot of them understand exactly what's going on and they're fighting back against it. And I appreciate you. And but if you don't believe her, let's listen to Benjamin Netanyahu himself, who said, tonight the cornerstone is laid in the Gaza Strip for the settlement of Ophir, named after the former head of the Pizzagate Council, the late Ophir Lebstein, who was murdered by Hamas. Ophir was a leader, a man of the land of Israel, a man of construction, a man of settlement. Children will grow up here, and girls who will be educated about his contribution, his heroism, and his sacrifice. We will restore the settlements, expand the settlements, and add more settlements. The wheat will grow again. It's all about land grabbing, folks. I told you this. They want terrorists to attack them, to give us an excuse to murder more Palestinians, to take their fucking land. This is what it's all about. That's why you should not give them what they want. If just being a decent person isn't enough, if just not attacking innocent civilians is not enough for you, let the fact that that's what they want you to do be enough for you. Here he is. I am the only one who will prevent Palestinian state. So when Joe Biden goes out there and says, we need a two-state solution, that's what I'm supporting, he's full of fucking shit. No, he's not. He got his tongue so far up Netanyahu's ass, he can't even see goddamn straight. Netanyahu himself telling you he has no intention whatsoever of a Palestinian state. They have no intention whatsoever of a Palestine whatsoever. No Palestine existing whatsoever. Here's Netanyahu again, saying, I'm the only one who will prevent a Palestinian state in Gaza, Judea, and Samaria. I'm the only one who can withstand the U.S. pressure. I know Biden for 40 years. I know how to manage American public opinion. He knows he's got Biden in his back pocket. Biden has not said boo against him publicly. Biden has not stood up at all for the Palestinian people. Not at fucking all. He almost did, though. He almost said something correct today, said something meaningful, said something that might help things before he took it back. Joe Biden Day. Hamas unleashed a terrorist attack because they fear nothing more than Israelis and Palestinians living side by side in peace. They hate us for our freedom, y'all. Bringing this old chestnut back. I guess it worked on 9/11 on the Iraq war, which Biden supported. I guess he thinks it's going to work again. The same old tired fucking playbook. They hate us for our freedom. Even though we see with our own fucking eyes why they actually hate you. They hate you. They hate us because we paid to murder 5,000 of their children. Joe Biden. He goes on to say, To continue down the path of terror, violence, killing, and war is to give Hamas what they seek. We can't do that. That's almost a condemnation of Israel. It almost sounds like that, doesn't it? Almost sounds like he's saying, hey, Israel, to continue down the path of terror, violence, killing, and war, you're giving Hamas exactly what they want. Right? It almost sounds like that's what he's saying, but then he immediately took it back, folks. Whenever he has a chance to do the right thing, he decides instead to do the wrong thing. White House officials said that this scrutinized line to continue down the path of terror, violence, killing, and war is to give Hamas what they seek. We can't do that. Was reference to how Hamas does not want peace, and not a reference to Israel. I would never call on Israel for the murder of 6,000 children. Don't get me wrong. No, they can do whatever they want to. They can murder whoever they want to. They can create as much terrorist, violence, and death as they want to. Please, Israel, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Literally pathetic, spineless scum, murderous scum, war criminal. Joe Biden should be tried at the fucking Hague. But I suppose he's the lesser of two evils. Meanwhile, Biden's approval rating falls to a record low with independents. An 8-point drop from October. Crashing, folks. Red alert. We need to replace Joe Biden now before it's too late. But Democrats don't seem to be getting the message. They keep posting shit like this. New polling has President Biden leading Donald Trump. Don't let the mainstream media fool you. Yeah, he's doing great in New York and California, but how about the swing states? Losing in every single one of the swing states, which are the only fucking states that matter. It doesn't matter how he's polling nationwide. It matters how he's polling in the fucking swing states, because we still have this slave era goddamn system that makes the person who gets the least amount of votes win the goddamn presidency. That's what's the fuck important. And he's underwater incredibly. Would you guys chill the fuck out? CC, what you doing up there? CC, hey, leave her alone. Sorry, I got cat drama going on in my background. And then they continue to shit in my mouth and tell me it's pumpkin pie. Harry Sison. It's truly insane to me how many people on the far left will bash Biden constantly. But when he does something good, they're silent. Biden got a ceasefire. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. We got the ceasefire, the temporary ceasefire, by putting pressure on Israel, by calling out their bullshit propaganda, all the journalists who lost their lives, chronicling the death, destruction, and terror Israel done, got the ceasefire. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck giving Joe Biden credit for this. Fuck you, Harry Sison. Angering. Joe Biden literally making it secret what weapons they give to Israel. Giving them carte blanche. He's the one that requested billions of dollars in additional aids for weapons for them to continue this massacre. He's the one who continues not to call them out. He's the one that continues to get on his microphone and say, there will never be a ceasefire. No permanent ceasefire. God damn it, Democrats. But Bernie, I guess, possibly might do the right thing. Bernie Sanders may push a vote on conditioning aid to Israel in coming weeks. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont may bring a vote on conditioning aid to Israel in the coming weeks, he told The Intercept. Sanders spoke to The Intercept minutes before a Senate Democratic caucus luncheon where the question of placing conditions on $14 billion in aid to Israel is on the agenda. Yes, he replied gruffly when asked if there was a chance he would push for a floor vote. Sanders' comment comes as the death toll in Gaza is around 15,000, with some estimates to be as high as 20,000. And amid a temporary pause in the fighting between Israel and Hamas, the Vermont senator has thus far refrained from calling a permanent ceasefire. A key demand of activist groups, that is broad support. So yes, it's wild that they're just considering maybe having some conditions on all these fucking weapons and all this money we sent them after they killed 6,000 people. They probably won't though, folks. But they're thinking about it at least. I guess that's a fucking improvement. Meanwhile, you guys hear about this crazy ass shit? Talking about interfering in our elections, y'all.
I was offered $20 million to withdraw from the senatorial race and run against my friend Rashida Tlaib. The pro-Israel lobby will go to any length to remove anybody from the U.S. Congress that has any opposition to their agenda and their total, unequivocal support for Israel, good, bad, or indifferent. We need to make sure that money is not the main catalyst to get people elected, because the pro-Israel lobby is only tool, and what they use to threaten politicians is the amount of money they're going to spend against them or for them.
People ask me why Israel has such a chokehold on our politicians. Why almost every single one of them licks their asshole all day. Here you go.
America, let's come together and elect people who truly represent our values and not those of special interest. AIPAC.
It's simply because they can't win. They can't win if AIPAC is against you. If they're funding your enemies, then you can't win. You have to suck their dick in order to even be in politics. And we're the one giving all this money to begin with, using our money against us. But protests going on everywhere, folks. People are not being silent. Here they are outside Joe Biden's Denver hotel.
Tell me, who's the real criminal? Is it the politicians who drop bombs on the children of Gaza? Yeah! Is it the war criminals, the heads of the Israeli military, who said that the people of Gaza are like animals?
And you notice none of these signs say anything about Hamas. They're all about freeing Palestine and political prisoners. Elon Musk.
Treat them as such. Yeah! The ones who...
Anyway, I'm not going to play that whole clip. But still, protests going on everywhere. Here's New York tonight. Never seen anything like this, folks. People actually pushing back for once. Here's the University of Vermont staging a die-in, solidarity with Palestine and the 3 Palestinian students who were shot while wearing their keffiyehs. Free Palestine! Long live Palestine! So thank you, heroes. This is why they had a temporary ceasefire, folks, right here. Not because of Joe Biden, because of heroes like fucking this. And thank you. And last but not least on my Palestinian coverage, folks, I have to do a mea culpa. I spread bullshit. I probably spread bullshit a lot, not known it. But when I know that I spread bullshit, I want to immediately correct the record. So you guys remember when I talked about how Bill Maher tossed Whoopi Goldberg? Actually, I said I didn't know if it was true. I said it might not be true, and if it turned out not to be true, I would find out, and I would immediately tell you guys that it wasn't true. Turns out it wasn't true. So I read about this on, I know it's stupid, on the Joe Rogan subreddit. But apparently, which I did not know, where they got it from was the Dunning-Kruger Times, which, yes, is a satirical website. I know what Dunning-Kruger effect is. If I would have known that's where it came from, I wouldn't have spread this bullshit. But it was bullshit, and I'm sorry, this did not happen. Bad Dusty, and I will attempt to be better in the future. I am horrible, and I am ashamed. And that is my Palestinian coverage. I got one hero, but let me read the chat before I do the hero. And last chance to get your super chats in if you want to. Never stop equals free Palestine. I'm going to continue covering it. I do think we're making a difference, though, folks. I think the Israeli government is shell-shocked. They never thought they'd see this kind of pushback because it's never happened before. This is unprecedented. David Pakman is so pathetic. Yeah, fuck David Pakman. Any respect I once had for that turd is completely goddamn gone. The new weasel, David A. Pakman. Yeah, exactly what David Pakman support. Blood is on his hands. Little fucking weasel ghoul. Pussy ass David goddamn Pakman. Fuck you, David Pakman. Also, he's boring as shit. How can you get more boring than David goddamn Pakman? How do you listen to him without falling asleep? We have Joe Biden leading Trump here. Where are you at? Is it a swing state? Last I checked, he was down in almost all swing states. All 5 of the swing states. And Bill Maher still sucks. Definitely, Bill Maher still sucks, but that did not happen. So I do not want to spread misinformation. They're the opposite of what I want to do. Pac-Man has no broadcasting voice. Nope. He certainly doesn't. All right, let's move along, folks. Last chance to get your super chats in. I got one hero tonight. Let's fucking do it. We could be heroes just for one day. And tonight's hero, Robert De Niro, who shit on Donald Trump at the Gotham Awards, which I assume is some kind of award ceremony for supervillains who have shot Robert De Niro in the face. I think it's only one, though. Anyway, you go, King.
The beginning of my speech was edited, cut out. I didn't know about it. And I want to read it. It was, thank you. History isn't history anymore. Truth is not truth. Even facts are being replaced by alternative facts and driven by conspiracy theories and ugliness. In Florida, young students are taught that slaves developed skills which could be applied for their personal benefit. The entertainment industry isn't immune to this festering disease. The Duke John Wayne famously said of Native Americans, "I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from them. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves." Lying has become just another tool in the charlatan's arsenal. The former president lied to us more than 30,000 times during his years in office. And he's keeping up the pace in his current campaign of retribution. But with all his lies, he can't hide his soul. He attacks the weak, destroys the gifts of nature, and shows disrespect, for example, by using Pocahontas as a slur. Filmmakers, on the other hand, strive, and this is where I came in and I saw that they edited all that. So I'm going to say these things, but to Apple and thank them and all that, Gotham, blah, 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 Apple, but I don't feel like thanking them at all for what they did. How dare they do that, actually? But now I will go.
Yeah, don't edit Robert De Niro. He don't like it. Somebody said he's pro-Israel. I have no idea. But not pro-Trump, so I will make him a hero for that tonight. Hell yeah. And all right, that's my material, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you bail out, please hit the like button before you go. Please leave comments if you're watching on the replay. Do all the things. You know what to do. Recreate Mara versus Whoopi in AI. It's getting there, folks. Another 6 months, and I'll be able to make my own movie, probably. Rip in pieces, Henry Kissinger. Didn't live forever. 100, that's pretty long. Evil fuels you, it seems like. Thanks for your email back, Dusty. Needed to vent. Hey, no problem, Mark. You can vent to me anytime. I appreciate you. Mr. Number One, $2. Thank you, Mr. Number One. You gave me a number 2. Sanctuary Inc., $50. Very generous, Sanctuary. Sorry for the delay, Dusty. Total forgiveness. Keep up the good work. You keep up the good work, Sanctuary Inc. And Rocket, $20. Love you, Rocket. To the Moon. Ungoogleable Man, $5 Canadian. Talk to my dad. He's 72 and Catholic, but he brought up the kid who threw a rock. Glad to see him informed. You're right. People know what's happening. Yep. Internet's finally changing things, it seems like. I'm definitely glad to see it. Hey, stop that, please. Scratching on my wall and shit up there, Miss CC. Why are you being such an asshole today? Why? Why are you being such an asshole? You got such pretty eyes, though. Carolyn McMichael, all 7 of us, age 94 to 28, see the Israeli ethnic cleanse and support Palestine. We never understood before, but we see. Still voting at 46 right now. Yep. Things are changing. The times are changing. And E still here. Read that. Love you, E. Can't watch that. All right, I think I caught everything. Oh, Dire Panda. 5 cool Dusty memberships just in time. I appreciate you, Dire Panda, Hero, and everybody that got a free membership tonight. Better tune into the after party. We got some cool stuff still to go. Got at least another 20 to 30 minutes of show, so you're not going to miss that. And if you're not a patron, correct yourself. Link in the description of the video. I would appreciate it. Hell yeah. And all right, let's do the after party. I downloaded my Kitty Party song again, so we got that going for us. Let me go ahead and get fucking started. Here's all the shows I watched. I ain't got no porn up there, so I ain't got to be embarrassed. Fargo, the new season of Fargo's out, and I'm going to talk about the Scavenger's Reign during the after party, which if you guys haven't seen that, that's pretty good. And so let me see. Let me find out. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here it is. Kitty Party. I got to rename it, but that's what it's named. An original song by Dusty Smith. Yeah. All right, Kitty Party time, everybody. Woo! This Kitty Party brought to you by BBC. Oh shit, I forgot to read something. Let me read this real quick. I got a card. Still go to the Kitty Party. I got a card. It says, Happy Holidays. Dear Dusty, longtime subscriber, but only got into your long format in the last year or so while battling boob cancer. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm 8 months into remission now. Please tell everyone to check your chest, even dudes. Done. Self-exam does not catch all, but it caught mine. Keep up the good work. Fight bumps, Jen D. Thank you, Jen D. Appreciate you. She gave me a $25 Amazon gift card. Very generous. I'm going to buy the kitty something in your honor, Jen. And I'm going to check my boobs. Hell yeah. All right, let's do a kitty party, y'all. You guys ready for this? The cats know now. They've been conditioned. They're like, show's over. Time for treats. Here we go. Yeah. Who wants kitty party? Kitty party. Kitty party. Yeah, Cece's like, hell yeah. I'm going to quit being an asshole for a second and get some treats. Come on, everybody. Come on, Miss Piper. Come on. Come on. Get some. Pretty good kitty party tonight. Got Cece, Half Stash, Katana, Violet, Misty, Pretty Boy, and over there, Piper, Baby Yoda. Come on, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda, come on. You want some Baby Yoda? I got Baby Yoda and Precious over there, but then, come on. You guys are so spoiled. You want to come out here for some treats? You guys are the worst. All right, I'll throw you some over here anyway, because I'm cool and shit. There you go. Come get them. You really just gonna lay there and look at them? You so spoiled, you're not gonna walk over there one step and get treats. Really? Really, Baby Yoda? You so lazy. Good goddamn. She got so round since we got her fixed. Don't look at me like that. You ought to be ashamed, girl. Whatever. You don't deserve treats then. How about that? Anyway, folks, I'll be back on Friday. It's only the day after tomorrow, so be sure to check back. Tune into the world's greatest show. Until then, I love you. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. And as always, Logic, fuck yes. Good night. Don't fight! Why y'all fighting? There's plenty of treats for everybody. Ain't no reason to do that. Miss Cece, I'm starting to think you're the asshole in this whole thing. I used to think it was everybody else fucking with you, and now I think you're fucking everybody else. You gotta quit being such a bitch. Nobody likes a bitch. All right. Night, y'all. Switch over now. Crunch, crunch. Oh, thank you, MJ. I got it. Appreciate you.